Hey, welcome back to Biochem Bites, your metabolic mentor in med school mayhem. Today we're exploring some of the lesser known but super high yield fatty acid oxidation pathways. Ones that are small in coverage but big in exam questions. We're talking alpha-oxidation, omega-oxidation, and very long-chain fatty acid, VLCFA, oxidation. We'll cover the steps and enzymes, regulation and importance, clinical disorders plus management, and high-yield exam alerts. Let's power up the mitochondria and peroxisomes and dive in. Section 1. Alpha-oxidation, the phytanic fixer. First up, alpha-oxidation, a special pathway used when beta-oxidation can't help us. Why? Because of branched-chain fatty acids like phytanic acid, which have a methyl group on the beta carbon that blocks beta-oxidation. Where does it happen? Peroxisomes, not mitochondria. Steps in alpha-oxidation. 1. Activation of phytanic acid, enzyme, acyl-CoA synthetase. This forms phytanoyl-CoA. 2. Hydroxylation at alpha carbon, C1. Enzyme, phytanoyl-CoA hydroxylase. This adds O to the alpha carbon. 3. Oxidation to keto group. Enzyme, 2-hydroxyphytanoyl-CoA lyase. 4. Release of formal-CoA plus prastanic acid. Prastanic acid now undergoes beta-oxidation. What is the metabolic role of alpha-oxidation? It is for the breakdown of dietary branched fatty acids, mostly from dairy products and ruminant meat. Disorder of alpha-oxidation, Refsum disease. Cause, deficiency of phytanoyl-CoA hydroxylase. Symptoms include retinitis pigmentosa, peripheral neuropathy, ataxia, scaly skin, ichthyosis. Labs findings are elevated phytanic acid. Management of Refsum disease. It is managed by strict avoidance of phytanic acid, no dairy, no ruminant meats. High yield alert. Which oxidation pathway is defective in Refsum disease? Answer: alpha-oxidation in peroxisomes. Section 2. Omega-oxidation, the emergency detox pathway. When beta-oxidation is jammed, maybe due to enzyme defects or overload, the body activates a backup system, omega-oxidation. Think of it as your biochemical emergency exit. Where and how? Location: smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Reaction steps. First, hydroxylation of the omega carbon, last carbon. Enzyme, cytochrome P450 monooxygenase. Next, oxidation of O to Cu. Enzymes, alcohol dehydrogenase, then aldehyde dehydrogenase. You now have a dicarboxylic acid which enters beta-oxidation in mitochondria or peroxisomes. Metabolic role of omega-oxidation. It is a minor pathway under normal conditions. It is upregulated in MCAD deficiency as a compensatory mechanism. Diagnostic pearl. Elevated dicarboxylic acids in urine is indicative of omega-oxidation being active. This is seen in MCAD deficiency. High yield alert. Child with hypoketotic hypoglycemia and dicarboxylic aciduria? Think MCAD deficiency. Omega-oxidation kicks in. Section 3. VLCFA oxidation, the peroxisomal powerhouse. Now let's talk about the big guys, very long-chain fatty acids, VLCFAs, usually 22 plus carbons. Location: peroxisomes. Why? Because mitochondria can't handle these monsters, they're just too long. Steps of VLCFA oxidation. 1. Activation of VLCFA. Enzyme, acyl-CoA synthetase, peroxisomal version. 2. Beta-oxidation inside peroxisomes. Enzyme, Acyl-CoA oxidase makes hydrogen oxide instead of FOD. Continues shortening until the chain is medium length. 3. Medium chain FAs are shuttled to mitochondria for complete oxidation. Metabolic role of VLCFA oxidation. It is essential for breaking down dietary and endogenous VLCFAs, particularly in brain and adrenal tissues. Disorders of very long-chain fatty acid oxidation. 1. Zellweger syndrome, peroxisomal biogenesis disorder. Cause. Mutation in peroxisomal genes. This causes defective peroxisome formation. Symptoms include hypotonia, seizures, hepatomegaly, craniofacial dysmorphisms, early death. Labs findings: elevated VLCFA levels. Another disorder is X-linked adrenoleukodystrophy, X-ALD. Cause. Mutation in ABCD1 gene. This leads to defective transport of VLCFAs into peroxisomes. Note: the ABCD1 gene encodes the adrenoleukodystrophy protein, ALDP. X-linked adrenoleukodystrophy affects boys mostly, being X-linked. Severe CNS demyelination plus adrenal insufficiency. Management: Lorenzo's oil, competitive inhibition of fatty acid elongation. Adrenal hormone replacement can also be performed on the patient. It can also be managed through hematopoietic stem cell transplant, in the early stages. High yield alert. Child with vision loss, behavioral changes, adrenal insufficiency, and VLCFA buildup. Think: X-linked adrenoleukodystrophy, XALD. Section 4. Summary table. Pathways at a glance. Here is the table that summarizes the 3 pathways. Have a look. Section 5. Final high-yield exam pearls. Question 1. Which pathway uses cytochrome P450? Answer: omega-oxidation. Question 2. Which disease has phytanic acid buildup? Answer: refsum disease. Question 3. Where does VLCFA oxidation begin? Answer: peroxisomes. Question 4. Which disease involves ABCD1 mutation? Answer: X-linked adrenoleukodystrophy, X-ALD. Question 5. What's the key symptom in Zellweger syndrome? Answer: hypotonia plus cranio. And that is it for today. If you finds this video useful, kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel in order to get notified when new videos are uploaded. Bye for now and see you in the next video.